TriStar Gym channel. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, a lot of key elements in wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but we're going to be mostly talking about attacking from side control. There, my partner did a beautiful Kuuchi trip. A beautiful trip here, took me down, and here's me pummeling from the bottom on guard, trying to keep his weight off me. I don't want my opponent to apply any weight pressure on top of me. That's going to be a quick way to get fatigued. And then we're back up to our feet here. I'm pummeling. I'm probably going to be looking for... There's a beautiful foot sweep by my partner here. Very good judo practitioner. And here's me trying to shoot the legs. I'm probably going to be pummeling for an underhook. And, this is early in the match here. We got a 6-minute round going. I'm going to be pummeling to an underhook soon. Getting that underhook. There's another Kuuchi attempt, another trip attempt by my partner. Here, now that I have the underhook, I feel a lot more secure from his trips. And I see when he tries to take me down, I'm just going to go to his back. That's what I really like about jiu-jitsu. It doesn't matter if you get taken down. If you end up on his back, the advantage is yours. Okay, so here my partner's got a beautiful, already he's in the De La Hiva, very nice. You see me trying to leg drag here. When you try to leg drag, and you can see my partner, he's flaring this right knee out. He's flaring it out really, really wide. That makes it very hard for me to leg drag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start driving this knee in the outside direction at about a 45-degree angle. I'm going to put all my weight behind that knee. And you're going to see that's going to expose his back off the mat. Okay, so here I'm trying to leg drag. It's too heavy. Here's me driving that knee. See how I start to bend down and start to drive with this knee? I'm attacking that De La Hiva of his. I'm putting all my weight behind it. Not using muscle here. Just let your weight drop. Get behind that knee. Curl him up. You see how I'm getting that back exposure? I'm getting his hips up off of the ground. Now his back is off the ground. From here, I can kind of roll him up to turtle or get into a double underpass, an over underpass. It really sets up. This is what we call stacking. Okay, when you bring those hips up in the air like that, you're stacking your opponent. Puts him in a very, very vulnerable position. And here it is. I'm establishing side control here. And my favorite maneuver, in my latest instructional, I actually refer to it as Zahabi's favorite. Okay, my favorite thing to do when I get side control is to put a spiral type pressure on my opponent's legs. Okay, here I'm trying to step over his head. And soon you're going to see me going into like a sprawl position. And there it is. Okay, this is a maneuver that I do all the time. I use the spiral pressure. Okay, so I'm kind of rotating in this pressure here like this. I describe it really well in my latest video, my latest release. But the general idea is I'm sprawling on him here, and I'm letting him carry my weight. And I like to do this once I pass the guard. Once you pass the guard, you want your partner carrying your weight as much as you can get it on him. Because what's going to happen? He's working against the clock. The longer he carries your weight, the more he's going to start to break, the more he's going to start to fatigue, the more he's going to get softened up. And then you can do things like I'm doing right now. You can go to katakatami. You can turn it into a back control attempt here. I'm going to go probably to an arm triangle or a back take. There it is. I'm going to a back take here. And I also have a series on back control at jujiclub.com. Check it out. Control Freak series, back control, how to control somebody from the back. Here we got off the mat, so we're going to shift over back to the center here. Start again. And once you control the back, the key thing is to keep control of his hips. You're going to see I'm going to try to do whatever I can to keep his hips inside my guard here. My partner is bridging. Whenever your partner bridges like this, one thing I love to do is a pendulum sweep. Okay, also I added that in my back control series. There it is. I swing into a pendulum sweep. I bring his hips back to the ground. And now again, I have my weight on him again. Okay, this is really important. Whenever I have control of someone, I want to make sure that they carry my weight. You can see my partner. Look how much he's struggling, how much he's exploding his hips. He's spending a lot of energy here. And I'm just kind of riding the wave and making him carry me as much as I can. Okay, this is exactly what you want to do when you're on top. You want your partner carrying you as much as you can get him to. Because that's what's going to soften him up for a dart stroke, armbar, triangle, etc. Okay, you need to make your opponent carry you as much as you possibly can. Being heavy is an extremely important part of top game. In my opinion, it's probably the top 3 most important elements. Here we are back to our feet. My partner is attempting a shot here, faking some shots. Very strong, athletic guy here. We're both in an underhook. Here's me doing a shuck. That's one of my favorite moves as well. I do this quite a bit. Here's me in a leg drag again. I'm kind of in the same situation. And here's that spiral pressure. You can see that I'm doing that spiral pressure. Okay, I have this spiral pressure that I'm applying on him. And you see, we're not spinning in a circle, but I'm applying a spiral type pressure. And he's stuck between my weight spiraling on top of him and the ground. It's not a happy place to be. And you're going to see it's just very fatiguing for the man on the bottom. You know, this is what we call breaking your opponent. You're kind of like making him carry you so much that you're just draining his battery. And he knows he's working against a ticking clock. So he's going to make a mistake. He has to do something bold or something a bit, aggressive to get out of this situation. Now, here's another thing I love to do. This is what I call a lat trap. Throw my leg over his head. When they try to remove the leg, they just put themselves in a worse situation. Okay, I'm blocking the hip. I got his arms trapped. And this is, again, something I cover in my latest DVD, the Control Freak Series side control video. Here's me trying to mount here. It's just pretty much you can do anything to him. Once you get him in the lat trap, he's completely under your control. Here's my partner with a very nice bridge. Caught me sleeping here. Okay, I'm going to shift to a triangle. And you can see the triangle. In my opinion, I like to finish it at this angle. I'm going to be shifting here, switching my triangle back to a orthodox type triangle. I know some people like to invert kind of like the position I am and like to finish from here. I find that it hurts my knees a little bit, so I don't like to be in that position. I kind of shifted back. See, I'm going to shift back to the orthodox type triangle. I'm nothing against inverting those triangles, turning in, grabbing the leg, kind of like doing a pendulum sweep and all that. I think that's great. It's just my knees don't feel comfortable in that position, so I prefer to do it the old school way. We're back here, standing up. Probably going to try to shoot the legs now. There's a leg attempt. Snap down, body lock. One of my favorite things to do as well is body lock. And here we are. I'm in the butterfly guard, one butterfly hook, and I'm probably going to kick and pass here. Let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm sprawling on top of my partner, getting him to carry my weight. He elevates me. Does a good job elevating here. There's maybe a triangle. Okay, here we go. We got the double under. Well, no double under pass. I'm just going to trap his trap his ankle, spin over the top spin. There's the leg again over the head as he tries to clear it. He's going to have no choice but to clear that leg if he wants to get back to guard. I'm just going to lat trap again. This is one of my favorite maneuvers. And here I'll lat trap him and use that spiral pressure if needed. I can combine the two maneuvers as well. And this is just a really tough position to be in on the bottom. It's not an easy thing to get away from. Okay, that's the end of the round. And here's a MMA sparring. We have the morning MMA sparring class. The pros, they come in, we spar in the mornings, MMA gloves. This is just under the context of using strikes on the ground. Now, when we do strikes on the ground at TriStar, it's all simulation. We don't really hit each other, okay? Because, we'd get banged up quite a bit if we did that. So you're just going to see me simulating. But you see the same thing. I'm sprawling on top of him. I'm using that spiral pressure. It's really important to spiral. You keep spiraling on your partner. He has nothing to do but try to carry you. He cannot yield, because if he yields, he's going to give me his back. Okay, so what happens here? I'm using that spiral pressure. Once I feel him softening him up, he's softened up. I'm probably going to throw my leg over his head, like we were talking about earlier in the earlier segment of the video. I love to throw my leg over the head. As he blocks it, there's more follow-ups. Okay, I'm going to put him in a crucifix. If you block my leg from going over your head, guess what? There's another element to the side control game here. I'm going to be putting you in crucifix. Now, don't forget, there's a lot of things you could do from side control. I cover a lot of them in my latest video. Check out the side control video on jiujiclub.com. Here's my partner. He's in crucifix. Now, don't forget, this is MMA. This is an MMA sparring. So I'm going to be simulating strikes to the head. Here's a great control. This is a really powerful control. You're controlling his arm with your leg. And here I have a full lockdown on the far arm. He's just in a crucifix here. Okay, similar to what actually exactly what George St. Pierre did to BJ Penn. And here he's just in trouble. He's just gonna get hit here, and it's not gonna be easy to get out. It all started with spiral pressure. It all started with me trying to throw my leg over his head. It's a beautiful sequence you can use both in jiu-jitsu and in MMA. That's why I wanted to kind of contrast that with MMA sparring and jiu-jitsu sparring. You use the same system for both. If you're going to spend your years training in jiu-jitsu, make sure it's a type of jiu-jitsu that will work in every context, both gi, no gi, and of course in true combat, either MMA or a street fight, self-defense situation. Here I'm trying to pass my partner. There's a kick out pass. And here, what's the same old song and dance? Now, this is a no-gi grappling. There's no striking. But again, if you can imagine, if you have your leg over your partner's head like this, you could be throwing strikes. I got the left arm free, and I could be throwing strikes here. But it works just as well in a no-gi situation, just grappling. Okay. Here, my partner's probably going to try to remove the leg. He has no choice. There's nothing much else he can do. There's the lat trap again. There's that spiral pressure. And it's just a matter of time before my partner starts to fatigue, and I kind of have a even bigger advantage. As the grappling goes on, the man on top usually has an advantage because the man on the bottom, of course, has to carry the weight. Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.